Hi guys, and welcome to day 13 of the 21 Day Purpose Challenge. So yesterday was a tough one, wasn't it? I just want to honor you for having the courage to go through that, and also for taking care of yourself, because it probably brought up a lot. And it's ultimately a good thing. I know it feels like we're ripping scabs off, but it's what we're actually doing is removing our response to our wounding, not necessarily the healing. So we're removing this kind of old pre-purpose response and beginning to see each voice of our ego structure and all the ways that they create resistance to us living our life's purpose. So it's important. It's very, very important. It's almost like you got a fracture and it didn't heal well, so the doctor actually has to go in and re-break it, and so it sets perfectly. So that's kind of what we're doing with our ego structures. We're kind of breaking it so that we can reset it in a way that serves our life's purpose. So I'd like to share with you a story about kind of one of the big benefits of this type of work for me. It's really around healing. So, as you did in the first few days, you started to get some sense of purpose awareness. And what purpose actually is, I mean, in addition to, being a way to kind of guide your whole life and create a better world, it's permission to heal. Because once we have a sense that there is a center, that there is something greater than our fear and story and parents and all that kind of stuff, we actually have a center, and we're getting closer to it. We're kind of circling in around it. It allows us to realize and just to love ourselves as we are. Like, we are wounded. We're wounded healers. And so when I found my purpose, it was like this giant waving red flag. It's like, okay, you are whole and complete, and you still have a lot of healing to do. You've got a lot of work to do, specifically around, I've got father wound stuff that I've had a lot of breakthroughs recently, actually, that I feel like I'm kind of getting towards the end of my father wound stuff, but it gave me the courage to go into it because I knew there was a bigger win. So my commitment, my purpose, my vision for the world was at stake. If I didn't heal myself, I was not going to be able to achieve my vision. To create programs like this and the book coming out and launch a movement to do this. Like, my inner work, my healing was what was in the way. So this framework, this idea of kind of breaking our ego parts up, gave me the permission to say, okay, I want to do more. I want to do more healing. I want to rip off more scabs. I want to re-break more fractures. And so that's what throws me into my men's circle. That's what throws me into all sorts of personal development work, medicine ceremonies, vision quests, Jungian journaling. Like, there are all these things that are painful on the surface, but actually are deeply healing and allow me to get through my resistance. So I'm not judging the world from my wound. I can heal the wound, be on the other side of it, so I can just give my purpose freely and without exception or condition. So that's what I want for you. I'm hoping that this work eventually gives you the courage to heal, to do your own healing, your own personal development work, and that you don't have to be afraid anymore. There's something beautiful and true within inside of you. You're starting to touch it. And to live it, you've got to deal with all the stuff you haven't dealt with yet. So all the mommy daddy stuff, all the society stuff, all the gender stuff, all the body issue stuff, all the addiction stuff, all that stuff needs to be healed. As one of my mentors and just a guy who I love his writing on purpose guiding, Bill Plotkin, talks about. It's like, in order to go forward, if you want to evolve yourself on the scale of psycho spiritual development, you got to go back and take care of old wounding, old tasks, old healing. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're starting to rip the scabs off a little bit so we can actually heal properly. So before we continue with this ego deconstruction, reconstruction phase, I'd like to share with you a quote. And it's by Leela Watson, an Australian Aboriginal activist, artist, and academic. She says, "If you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come here because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together." So what Leela is pointing to is that your purpose, as we've talked about a number of times in this course, is not this thing here alone. And it's not something that's designed to fix somebody else. I mean, yes, other people will benefit from our gifts, from our talents, from just the quality of our presence and our missions. They're going to benefit. But there's actually our own healing, our own transformation, these large cultural wounds and obviously our personal wounds that we received as part of culture, as part of family, we get to heal ourselves by living our purpose in the world. And there's a saying that you may have heard that we're all wounded healers, and we are. None of us got through childhood without marks or scars. And so we can deepen our healing, do our work to accelerate ourselves in our path of growth and development by putting our purpose into the world and helping heal others. It's this kind of the bodhisattva path thing where you don't have to be fully enlightened to help somebody. You just need to be a few stones further on the path and say, hey, come with me this way. You're waving your lantern saying, come with me. Come with me. I know the way. At least I know what these few stones are. Then you might find another bodhisattva to take you the rest of the way. So what Leela points to is that inner work, the work that we're doing on this purpose journey and all the healing we're going to continue to do after, in our outer work, living our purpose in the world, are really the same. We get to heal ourselves by healing others. And so what this eventually allows us to do is to reconcile our entire lives. So we get to create livelihoods based on purpose. We get to create leisure activities based on purpose, and our mode of transcendence based on purpose. Every way our purpose shows up in the world ends up becoming a deeper purpose transformation for ourselves. So it's this outer inner. We are the cosmos breathing itself back into itself. So this is the path we're on here. And I would just want to honor you for all the hard work you've done, all the tears and the sadness and the resistance that's come up around this. It should. I mean, imagine trying to re-break your arm. Nobody wants that, but everyone wants what's on the other side. You want an arm that works, a fully functioning arm that's going to let you live your purpose in the world. So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.